Hola from the west side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva, and welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Thursday, y'all. I hope everybody had a great day. I know I did. As I am grinding out these watch hours for y'all and trying to get this content together. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things on tonight and just kind of give my thoughts. And, you know, I try to give myself about an hour. So hopefully that'll be enough time. But I'd first like to talk about former Mayor Andrew Gillum. I believe he was the mayor of Tallahassee, Florida. And if you don't remember who he is, let me refresh your memory. He would be the black Hi 1SP. Hey Nightbot. Nightbot is in the building. All right. He is the mayor. He's the mayor who actually ran for governor of Florida against the current governor and lost that election, and then was later seen. Hey, Angel. How are you? Angel's Army's in the house. He was later seen in a very compromising picture. And apparently he was with a male escort. Well, 2 days ago on the Tamron Hall show, he came out as a bisexual man. Now, it's, I guess, obvious, but prior to and when he was running for election for governor, you know, he presented himself as a Christian man in, married, and family was first for him. Okay. So now I'm not saying that he's not a Christian because he is now saying he's bisexual. But what I am saying is that he presented a picture of himself to the world that was not who he truly is. And now he's come out, so to speak. And I don't know how a lot of people feel about it. We haven't heard anything from his wife. I believe she was there with him at this interview. I didn't see the actual show, but I believe his wife was actually there with him, and she's standing by him. Now, see, here's what I do know about the people that I know that happen to be what they call themselves bisexual. It says that generally they pick a side. And what I'm saying in that is that they're either going to be with the man or they're going to be with the woman. They're going to pick one. They're generally monogamous in relationships. Like I said, the ones that I know who identify as bisexual, and generally it's like if they're in a relationship with a female, because I don't know any bisexual men. I do know bisexual females. And, if they're in a relationship with a female, they're in a relationship with a female. And if they're in a relationship with a male, they're in a relationship with a male. Matter of fact, two of them that I know when I met them, were in relationships with females, but are now in relationships with men. Matter of fact, one of them, I believe, is about to get married. So I don't know if there's a difference between bisexual men and bisexual women. I guess there is, because I guess a lot of who we consider these bisexual men, at least in the black community, many of them are also what we consider the down low brothers. So I don't know if he was, if his wife was his beard. I certainly hope not. I certainly, I pray that he gave her a choice. I pray that he gave her a choice, that he was honest with her. Because, let me see what you're saying, what you guys are saying. I know, 1SP. That's the thing. They don't care. The people who are his supporters don't appear to care. So then that brings the question as to why he felt the need to not be who he was in order to run for the governor of Florida. But probably if he had run as a member of the LGBTQ community, the alphabet communities, so I don't forget a letter, would he have gotten more support? Because, Florida is the South. It's the South. And I guess the way that I'm looking at, because I look at it from I have to look at it from the black perspective in regards to this, because in our history, we do not necessarily embrace the alphabet community within our community. And maybe that's why. But now he's out. The cat is out of the bag, so to speak. He can't put it back in. But unfortunately, I think that because he wasn't honest from the very beginning, he's pretty much destroyed any chances of him having any further political career. That's what I think. And it's sad. It really doesn't put the Democrats in a very good light. Just because, all of that scandal with him a few months ago, and he was a former gubernatorial candidate. Hey, Joe. Talking about Andrew Gillum right now. The mayor or former mayor of Tallahassee, who came out on the Tamron Hall show. Y'all, I'm just shaking my head. I mean, I'm not surprised that he came out. And at least he did it on a black platform. But it just shows the hypocrisy of the image that he was trying to portray of himself. But I do wish him well. in his endeavors, if he does choose to still be in the political arena, because even though he had lost that gubernatorial race, he was an influencer in Florida. And I don't know if he's going to have as much impact now, not because he's bisexual, but because he wasn't honest in the first place. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's so much. This year, this whole year, y'all, this whole year, it has me like, what? I did get some good news today. Um, the trailer is actually out for the movie that I'm in as of today. It's out on Facebook. Um, it'll probably be it'll be out on Instagram by tomorrow as soon as I figure out how to get it on my Instagram, because you guys, I didn't know that you can't post to Instagram from a PC or a Mac, or at least you're not supposed to. There's workarounds to do it, but Instagram was never set up for posting from a laptop or a desktop. It was set up strictly to be a app for mobile accessibility. Basically, all you can do on a desktop is comment on stuff. You can like things, but you can't post anything. I didn't even know that. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, SP. He should have just said he was gay. Bisexual. Okay. Why do people always say that? Why do so many that? And maybe it's just the men, but they start out as bisexual, and then the next thing they're straight blown gay. If you're gay, just say you're gay. Don't be bisexual if that's not who you really are. Just because you have slept with the opposite sex doesn't necessarily mean that you are attracted to them. And I know the Christians are going to have a field day on this one though with him, because there's there's a lot of conflict around the alphabet community within Christianity. I would say within all religions, you know, versus relationship with the Most High. I mean, so that could be part of it. Why they, you know, don't come all the way out, because y'all know, I don't think he's bisexual. I think that he said he's bisexual more to protect his wife. I don't think he is though. I think he's just gay, and he was living a lie because he thought that's what he had to do as a black man. Yeah, he's experimenting, but the thing is that we don't know if that was his first encounter. You know what I mean? He may have already had other encounters, and this is just the one we found out about with the escort. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying it from that. Yeah, he's not experimenting. But the thing is that he's also, I don't think he's bisexual. I think that he said he was bisexual to out of respect for his wife because he's still married. Exactly. He purchased the escort. He had intention. You know, he knew what he was getting into. You know, and he knew that he also had a quote unquote commitment in front of God to someone else. So, this isn't just about, this is adultery, and on top of that, you know he's interested in the same sex and not the opposite sex. It's just a lot of fraud. And the fact that he went and got an escort, I don't know. She might know. She may have gone along with this because he was trying to be governor. He has status. Some women will willingly be the beard. And since we haven't heard from her outside of, you know, when she was at that, because I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch the whole interview, but I did see that she was with him for a portion of the interview. She was not on the panel with him at the time that he came out. It was just him and Tamara. I agree. God does forgive, and see, that's why I don't stand in judgment. It is not for me to judge because I truly believe that there are many people that are gay who love the Lord just as much as people who aren't gay. So it's not for me to make that decision. And I've gotten past the you know the I've gotten past marriage being a holy union because it's a civil union in the eyes of the law. It's not even about you know the religious covenant or anything in the eyes of the law. You know, I know that's what I'm saying. God can use anybody. That's why I'm believing that even though I don't want that man who's currently in office, that God has also been using him. But the Andrew Gillum story doesn't surprise me. Um, we knew we knew we were going to hear something sooner or later. And then we started seeing these pictures popping up and everything, and then he states that he is bisexual. Maybe it's just easier to say bisexual instead of saying gay, I guess. But I don't think that means he doesn't love the Lord. I don't think that doesn't mean that he doesn't love God. It's a twisted web. It's just he gave appearance that he was, a family man with a wife, and it was one way, and that wasn't who he really was. And he should have been honest from the beginning. My personal opinion. That's very, very true. That's very true, 1SP. I have a friend. I have a friend who abstains. He does not, he no longer practices. He's no longer with a man. He's not in a relationship with a woman, but he's not in a relationship with a man either. He just chose that for him, it was just better to just not be with anyone. He didn't want to be tempted because he decided he did not want to engage in sex with men any longer. Oh, I don't think God is done with him either, 1SP. I don't. And I personally do think that it was brave for him to even say anything after all of this time, after all of this mess has happened and the public shaming. So I definitely think that God is still using him. I mean, I can't even talk. You guys know that I'm from DC. Y'all know that we had Marion Barry had been our mayor. He was, with a stripper, and he was getting high, snorting cocaine. And then they voted him in as mayor again because his personal life had nothing to do with how he ran the city. And if the same is true for Andrew Gillum, then it is quite possible that, unless they have term limits on mayors, that he could be mayor again. I don't know if they have term limits, so. But I think that God may be using him by him coming out and being honest about who he is. Maybe that's the first step in God being able to use him. Because God couldn't use him if he was living a lie. God could not use him if he was living a lie. So, let me see. What else do we want to talk about? I'm going to be on this part for just a very short period of time because so many people have covered this today and yesterday that I only want to add a little bit to what I said on yesterday. And that's about, the YouTuber that rose from the dead. And didn't I say yesterday that girl was going to be back on YouTube? Not 24 hours later, she is posted on her community tab. So I just want to tell y'all, let me just say this, and I'm saying this with all seriousness. Everyone from DC is not like Sorcerer, okay? They not. The rest of us have sense. And as of today, she has made her Instagram page private. With the one that had all those old pictures on it. Now it's private today. So, yeah, she's around. She's posting, and this is in line with what I was just talking about. Because now she has also come out as bisexual. Y'all, this particular person, I feel, is using the LGBTQ community. She has put a legitimate website that they have on her community tab to make it look like she's affiliated with it when she's not. I believe she's put some similar information on her IG, which is probably why she has now privatized it. Okay, I requested to follow because I'm going to see what this chick is doing. You know, he should run again. So here's the thing. In the case of Andrew Gillum, I believe that he has been sincere about who he is. He is not doing it to get the community to back him, because if that were the case, he should have used it in the first place. But this YouTuber, and if you guys hear something flapping, that's because I'm fanning myself. It's a little warm in here. Sorry about that. Let's see how much battery I have. I believe that the YouTuber is using the LGBTQ community, because it appears that she's now going to try to flip it, and make it seem like, her quote unquote cyberbullying. Hey, 1SP, I'm sorry. I am a woman of a particular age. I flash. I glow. And I particularly glow at night. But I think that, I believe that this YouTuber is using the LGBTQ community for her imaginary cyber stalking that, was the alleged reason for her, fake suicide. And it's fake. We can now all say that it was fake because she's posting on her YouTube page in her community tab. And it's just a matter of time before she starts uploading videos. I don't think she's going to ever go live, at least not anytime soon. But she, because she had a monetized channel, so she got to get her money. And I understand that her OnlyFans page, she has now raised the rates on that page for people to see them couple of pictures she has up there. I promise y'all that most women from the DMV have some good common sense and are not like this, are not scam artists. And apparently, this wasn't her first soiree with faking her own death. And now she's bisexual when she comes back from the dead. Isn't that special? I mean, isn't that special? Child. And, I guess she needs attention again, y'all. So she's back on here. And, I hope she don't go over there and mess up the black gay sector of YouTube. I don't think they're gonna let her though. It's just crazy, you know. And here's the thing, you know, she's not stupid, you know, but she flipped the script. You know, she doxed a whole bunch of people, and then she turned around and became the victim, and then faked her own death. You know, she died on YouTube because she didn't die in real life, and now she's resurrected herself on YouTube and on OnlyFans and on IG. She's back on her social media. So this chick is on some BS, y'all. I mean, does anybody, you know, and then I guess, never mind. I'll just leave that one alone. Because she hasn't said anything, and if I say something, then that might make some stuff, that might, you know, make some things come into the atmosphere. So I'm not say what I was going to say and hope that it doesn't happen. But yeah, she's pretty pathetic. And clearly that has some mental issues, because no person who is right in their mind fakes their own death and then comes back like nothing happened. Several times she's done this. This is not the first time she's done this. And how old is this girl? Was she like 40s, early 40s? She should know better. And I believe she has a small child. And see, the thing is that he may not know about all of this stuff now, but eventually he'll see this stuff, because y'all know, the internet goes on forever. It will be there forever. Even if you think you deleted something, it's there somewhere. Somewhere it's still out there. So this information, because it did get picked up by a couple of, you know, places, and all the videos are still on YouTube, and YouTube ain't taking them down. So eventually her son will see that stuff. I'm sure her daughter's already seen it. Only a desperate person would do some stupid stuff like that. I mean, who needs attention that bad? You know, or maybe she just wanted to get the heat off of her for a few months, so you pretend to die. You know, I've seen plenty of people just get off, just don't upload anything, you know, and then take a vacation from YouTube. Now, of course, if you're a monetized channel and you do that, when you come back, you're going to have to get some hours to get your monetization back, especially if you've been gone for 4 months. But this is I guess how this chick moves. This is the way she moves. You know, I thought I'd seen it all. I really thought I had seen it all on this platform. But we got people who fake their own deaths on this platform. And then they come back like nothing happened. Oh, and now they have changed their sexual orientation. Okay, girl. The dad is he's actually on YouTube. He's in another relationship with someone else now. Yeah. Her son's father is a he has I people keep saying he has a YouTube channel. I don't know the dude. But yeah, supposedly he has a YouTube channel. Yeah, she's a failed parent because I think her daughter her daughter's father was has been in her daughter's life, but and her daughter's now an adult. But her father was around and from what I understand rescued his daughter on several occasions from being in whatever situation she was in with her mom. And she apparently has a very good relationship with the with her adult daughter's father. You know, she just does not have a good relationship with her son's father. I don't even know if dude has ever even seen his son. Hey, Knox, how are you? Yeah, I don't even know if the father has even ever seen, you know, his son. But yeah, she was doing this stuff. I mean, the death hit both Facebook and it hit no, YouTube. It wasn't on her Instagram, but she changed the graphics and everything has been updated on both her Instagram and on her YouTube. She's changed the profile. It used to be, her. Now it's, a cartoon thing of her and everything. Changed all of it. It's all been changed in the last couple of days. So, like I said, she's resurrected from the dead. And as I said yesterday, she would be back on YouTube. She's back on YouTube. So maybe she'll just stay over in her little corner and not get on here and be messy again. I hope so. That would be the best thing. Just do you, boo. Put up your content. Don't do no live streams getting on here, getting in mess with people. She should just post videos and keep it moving. Now, I actually got a chance to see um, Get Your Life, at least the initial episode of it with Tamar Braxton, and I watched that, and you know, her ex-boyfriend David, proclaims himself to be a Christian. Okay. And one of the things that came out in this episode is that she was going to have to, abstain from sex as part of, what she was going through. And I think she said for 45 days. And so, like, this man was having a problem with it. Well, here's the thing. She's not your wife. And if you are a Christian, y'all ain't supposed to be fornicating. If you are truly, you know, or are you just, or is he one of those, or is he one of the Christians that follows everything, but they okay with fornicating? Maybe that's the kind of Christian he is. You know, Cause I mean, I watched the premiere episode of it, you guys, the premiere episode, and I really feel for Tamar. She is really trying to get herself together, and she does need this man in her freaking life. Um, he's acting like he doesn't really want to be on there, but he wants to be in front of the camera. You know, he's like he's a financier. He doesn't really want to be on here. He's only doing this for her. Yet and still, he was all up in there. But it was interesting just to hear, you know, why she hasn't been singing or anything. Tamar is afraid to use her gift. She's afraid to sing in front of people. She's gone through all of this stuff. She's lost everything, you know, her marriage. She's not around family. You know, she's not, her career is not going on. And the gift, you know, because, you know, Tamar be, Tamar may be crazy and all of this stuff, but ain't nobody gonna say that girl can't sing. And, you know, all them girls can sing. But Tamar has the same kind of voice as Tony, except she can hit notes that Tony can't hit. You know, she can hit like some of the mini Riperton notes with her voice. She's got a beautiful voice, but she's a fractured person right now, y'all. She's a fractured person, you know. So that's I can see by watching this that her intentions were to just kind of do this as a documentary. It's not really supposed to be like a reality TV like, you know, the Braxton's Family Values is. This is supposed to be like a documentary kind of walking through as she's getting herself back together. And I mean, they haven't released the audio, but David isn't being truthful. If the audio, if what they're saying is on that audio is actually true, then this man is not being truthful about what's really going on, and he does not have Tamar's best interest. You know, because if he was talking about he was going to kill them both, you know, that's some narcissistic behavior. If I can't have you, nobody can have you. Some stuff is going on in the back. What's going on in the background? She don't need to be around him. You funny one, SP. I know, and see that's the thing. David had a problem with going 45 days, and you know, if you're, and this is just me, if you're someone who is really living, most quote unquote religions talk about sex before marriages. You're not supposed to be doing it anyway. So, you know, if in fact, you know, that's what they're supposed to be doing anyway, then he shouldn't have had a problem with her saying we ain't gonna do it for 45 days. You know, he can't not fornicate for 45 days. That's all I'm saying. And I know, you know, she knows better herself. Yeah, exactly. She's brought up in the church too. That's what I'm saying. They was both, you know, brought up in in the church. But there's a lot of people that they don't want to give up that part. And we talked about this before, Winners P. A lot of people just don't want to. They don't want to live that celibate life when they're not married. Even if it's you know what what the word says that they should be doing. They don't want to do it that way. So, but I personally feel that right now she doesn't need to be in a relationship with anybody. And sex should be the last thing on her mind. She needs to get her mind right. She needs to get her mind right. I mean, if she feels that she lost herself, in order for her to get back to herself, that does not mean, you know, being with someone who's just gonna who taking her through such a toxic relationship when she's trying to heal. You can't heal while you're in a toxic relationship, you know. And it's just sad that she didn't see the signs before. But in my head, I'm just saying, he did things to her differently from how they were done before. So she did not understand that she was still being controlled and it was still a toxic relationship for her that got violent. I mean, he's saying that she accosted him. No, dude, you were accosting her by driving erratically, saying you were going to kill y'all both. You were about to use your car as a murder weapon. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully we will, um, release all of the episodes of the Get Your Life so we can look at the documentary. I think they only did 8 episodes. I know it wasn't a punishment. It was to help her, and man, I think she needs to just abstain from relationships. I really do. I think that Tamar needs to just abstain from relationships because, especially because she has never really healed from the sexual abuse that she went through as a child, you know? And it appears that she was probably more impacted by her parents split up than her siblings were because I believe that Tamar was the only one who was still at home. Everybody else was grown and gone. So she was right there when it happened. Not to mention the fact that, you know, I believe between the ages of uh, 6 and 16, she was being sexually abused. She's got a lot of healing to do. She's got a lot of healing to do. She don't need to be in no relationship with someone. Exactly, one SP. Celibacy is not for everyone. I will say that, but I mean, most of the I have guy friends, and then I mean, there are even men that I've dated, And most of the people that I know, they can go for, you know, as long as they need to go. Because once you get to a certain age, it's not all about sex. It's not. So that was a telltale sign anyway. I mean, I'm just watching how he's acting in the episodes because I want to see if I see red flags that maybe she wasn't seeing. As an audience member looking at the documentary. So I hope that they put out as much of it as they can. I think that it would be helpful, you know, for someone else who might be going through a similar situation, who's not a celebrity like Tamar, but still unless is going through a similar situation. Oh, and I did see some more information in regards to that pastor also in Florida who shot his wife outside of her job, Navy Federal Credit Union. Apparently, days, y'all, listen to me, days before, when her brother was there with her at the house getting her stuff, this man had threatened her in front of her family. And her brother said, "We need to call the police. Don't take any threat this man says to you lightly." And then she's dead. And they're saying from the videotape, it doesn't even look like she saw him coming because he came up behind her and shot her from behind and then stood over her body and shot her again. The coward. Because apparently everything was in her name, including the any property. Everything was in her name. And so when she goes, everything went with her. But he was supposedly some prophet of God. They had their own ministry. I see what you're saying, 1SP. I agree. You deserve that, man. You deserve that. Are you okay over there, David? All right. But I understand, but yeah, dude's not so understanding. He's not. Let me see. What was I getting ready to say? You made me forget when I saw what you said, 1SP. You made me forget what I was going to say. I did tell you guys about the trailer for the movie. The movie is called Mama Tell Me Why. I will have it on my Instagram by tomorrow. I will probably have it on my Facebook page for the channel if I can figure out how to share it to that. But but it should be on my Instagram by tomorrow. So you guys can see the trailer. And yes, I am in the trailer. You'll see me. Y'all see me. I'm in a couple of shots, as a matter of fact. So I will let everybody know when that's when that hits Instagram. Um, and once the producer lets me know it's okay, then I may show it during a live stream. In other words, I'll share my screen and show it to you guys. But I have to get permission before I put the trailer on YouTube on my channel. But once I get that permission, I will be putting it on here. It's called Mama Tell Me Why. It was shot on location in the City of Angels. And it's all, you know, up and coming actors. Um, all of us, this is our first film. You know, some of us have appeared in other things before, and we've been in stage plays before, but this will be the first film for most of us. So it's very exciting. We're already working on the second one, which is called Dysfunctional Family. And that should be out by the end of the year, just in time for Christmas. And that'll be just like a short movie, because it's not as long as the one that we just did. The one that we just did is long. I mean, it's not long, you know, when it comes to being a movie. It's like movie length, but the other one is like an hour, and this one is, and Mama Tell Me Why is like 2 hours. The first one. The second one is only like about an hour. So I'm very excited about those things. I'm learning some of the behind the scenes things. You know, in a movie, I'm actually the production assistant on this movie, as well as I play a small role in this movie, which means I don't have to memorize no lines like I had to for the last one. I don't have to bring a whole bunch of emotion and be able to cry like in the last one, thank God. Um, yeah, this one I just, get to, I play a church lady. And I think I'm like at the very end of the movie, which will be good. But I'm gonna get ready to turn on the camera because I'm about to get off of here. Let me just turn it on. Oh, and don't forget, you guys, I am gonna post on my community tab tomorrow about the domestic violence webinar that's going to be the conference that's going to be over the weekend on Zoom. So let me just come on. David wants to get on camera too. Come on, David, come down. Poke your head in. Poke your head in. See, there y'all. See? Okay. All right, you guys. I'm about to get off of here. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's almost Friday now. Like in like 7-8 minutes, it will be Friday. But I will see you guys tomorrow with more. Because, I never get to everything I want to talk about in an hour, but I got to most of what I wanted to talk about tonight. But until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'll see y'all tomorrow.